Howdy and welcome back to Texas Travel RC. Hopefully my voice is a little better today. We're going to continue on our build of this wing. I think my last video ran a little bit long and I'm going to have to do some stuff under time today, so me trying to do it and talk is going to be kind of rough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of demonstrate what I'm going to do, kind of talk through it, and then I'm going to turn the camera off and do it myself and then come back and show you guys. That way I can concentrate on getting this right, and I'm not worried about my glue drying before I can get what I need to get done. So anyway, we're going to start off. We're going to be putting the leading edge on this wing, and we're going to be taking our thick CA and just running a bead of thick CA right down this sheeting right here, all the way to the end. Now, this leading edge, oh, it's got a pretty good bump in it right there. Well, that's something we'll just have to fix when we get to it. Anyway, this leading edge is pre-shaped kind of to help make it easier. And after I get that glue laid down, we're just going to put it here in front of the ribs, and we're just going to try to hold this down and get it in as good as possible. Then I'll put some weights on it and actually come back and glue the front of these ribs to it. But like I said, this is going to take me some focus and stuff like that to get this done before my thick CA starts to dry. We'll just go ahead and get that done, and then I'll get back with you guys. Okay, so we're back. I've got this leading edge up here glued in. I've got some little weight bags put on here just to keep the front down, or the leading edge down. Let's use correct terminology. These are just little cloth bags that I found. I think it's from some RC shop in Illinois. I filled them with metallic grit glass compound. It doesn't leak out or anything, and it makes them pretty heavy. But we're going to do the same thing back here on the trailing edge. We're just going to run a bead of thick CA down here all the way to the end, and again, the trailing edge is also pre-shaped, and so we'll get that set down, and it's going to be kind of the same operation as we did on the front. I'll probably go ahead and use my 3-2-1 blocks for weights back here, because I've only got 5 of these bags, but I think we're doing pretty good here. I will admit I did have one little hiccup, is I didn't get this leading edge lined up good with this root rib. It's not really a big deal. I can take a little piece off of this end and glue it down there and sand it square with that root rib. And once covering's on it, you'll never know. It's not going to affect the strength of the wing or anything like that. So just when I make a goof, I want to tell you guys. Hopefully you can take what I say and not do what I do all the time. Anyway, we're going to work on this trailing edge, and I'll come back to see you when I get that in place. The trailing edge is installed now. I did find that there was a little warp in this trailing edge, and sometimes you can work against a warp how you glue it in, but since this is pre-shaped, I couldn't really work against it. So I got it glued down as quick as possible, and just barely lay this on here when you're gluing it down. That way you can still move it. If you really push it down on this CA, it's going to lock up like that, but neither here nor there. I put T-pins back here and then came back and glued the ribs to it and ran a bead down the sheeting on the bottom. It did kind of lift the end of the wing up a little bit, so I made sure when I glued that I got weights on it as soon as possible. And actually I took my added bag weight up here and then put a bag weight here. I'm going to let this sit, I don't know, probably for half a day or so. till tomorrow, since it's the evening, and then we'll come back and we're going to put the shear webs in front of our spars, and we're going to put our leading edge and trailing edge sheeting on, and we'll go from there. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow when I come back, and we'll continue on with this part of the rig. Excuse me. We'll continue on with this part of the wing build. Okay, we're back. I actually let these sit under the weights for more than a day. Today is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all you people out there. Next, we're going to work on the shear webbing, and from the tip of the wing all the way into almost the root of the wing, it's going to be balsa shear webs glued in front of the spars. When we get down to these two bays right here, we'll be using plywood for the shear wears on both sides of the spars, and it's the same piece of plywood that we used as a gauge for the angle of this root rib. So we're just flipping that around and going to put that in here like this. I'm going to go ahead and glue those in first and kind of let it dry and move some of my weight over to there, and then we'll come back and do the shear webbing. I'm going to use thick CA because these spars are hardwood, and we're really doing the shear webbings. We're helping eliminate the twists, so I want to make sure those are bonded as good as possible. In thin CA, it doesn't quite make as good a bond with plywood or hardwood as thick CA will. So I'm going to do these two bays up here. Like I said, I'm just going to glue these on the front and back of the spar in these two bays, and then we'll come back and I'll probably do a couple of the balsa shear webs down here on film and then finish it out. So anyway, I'll be back soon. Okay, so I've got the plywood shear webs glued into the root rib, that bay, and the second bay. I've gone ahead and put a weight on top of that. Some people may think that I'm going overboard using pins and weights. I've seen pins lift, and I'm just making sure that I'm giving this plane every chance in the world to come out okay. So we're going to come back to this end of the wing, and I've got these shear web pieces, and I'm just going to, like this one doesn't fit exactly, and I really don't want to force it. So I'll just take this, and it won't take much sanding, probably just a pass or two. There we go. That was more than a pass or two, but still wasn't enough. It's actually shocking. I figured that would be pretty good. Let's try it now. There we go. So I'm going to put thick CA on the inside of both of these spars, and then just press this in and hold it for a second. And once I feel like that's grabbed and stuff like that, I'll move on to the next one. And about the time that I'm done with the next one, I'll put weight back on this one to keep the tip down. And I'm just going to work my way down the wing like that. And I'll come see you guys when I'm finished with that. Okay, so I have all the shear webs glued in now. We will revisit those kind of when we get ready to put the leading edge sheeting on here. I'll go back and all the places where they make contacts in the ribs, the gaps between them and the ribs, and just a few places. I'll go back and hit those areas with medium CA. Do you really have to do that? No. The shear webs being tied to the spars is enough, but since I do have wood contact in there, I kind of want to box it in. That just adds a little bit of strength. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop my building right now. I'm waiting for some material to come in from Balsa USA, and I say this because this kit was designed to use CA hinges for our aileron hinges, and I like CA hinges. I'm fine with using CA hinges, but I like to kind of cut that off about 40 size airplanes. When you get larger than that, and CA hinges would be fine on this airplane. There's tons of 60 size airplanes out there with CA hinges. It's personal preference. That once you get up this big, I'm going to use these Robart hinge points. These things are amazing, but if you can see right here, if I can stop shaking, you can see right here where this comes through the trailing edge. There's a bunch of room back here. I'm going to put blocks, balsa blocks back there for that hinge point to grip onto when we go to epoxy them in. And I'm waiting for that material to come from Balsa USA right now. I should have it here in a couple of days. So it's not a bad thing to let this just sit for a couple of days under the weights and pins. And we'll get those blocks put in where we're going to put we'll get these blocks put in where we're going to use the Robart hinge points. And it'll be in the same places that we have the CA hinges shown here on the plan we're building on top of. Like I said, it's just my personal preference. It's going to make this, okay, I'm going to put the servo for this wing in this bay on both sides. Yeah, the wheels are going to be right about there, and they may kick some stuff up on it, but I'm not really that worried about it. But with our control point being here, if we had these CA hinges in, sometimes they get a little stiff, and this is starting to move out on an area that I don't want a stiff hinge down here to cause my ailerons to be warped a little bit. I mean, it still works. And like I said, plenty of 60 size planes out there doing it. But I know that using these Robart hinge points, I'm going to get maximum deflection, and it's going to be even all the way down the wing. So we're going to call this episode done. And when I get back to getting ready to put those blocks in and start doing the trailing edge sheeting and the leading edge sheeting, I'll get back with you guys. I hope everybody has an amazing Father's Day. And for you fathers out there that are over 40, get your PSA checked. God bless all y'all, and we'll be back with you soon.